Welcome to Mirror's Edge Speedrunning 101, and in this episode I'm going to be talking about the wall climb turn boost technique. I couldn't find any other official names for it, so that's what I'm going to call it. And it's a pretty subtle technique that doesn't make that much of a difference and can be very easily skimmed over when people explain what they're doing in speedrunning sort of videos. But what it is essentially you can get a little bit of extra height out of this sort of animation. See, normally if you hit Q and then spacebar straight after each other, you get the animation of sort of jumping straight off the wall. And you can actually get a little bit of extra height out of this. And the place I'm going to explain it is here, because it's a good place that if you don't get enough height, you won't be able to make it over this fence. And the extra height you get using this technique rather helps in doing that. So what it is normally if you just, if you hit Q and the space straight after each other, you get a certain height. But if you delay the space bar a little bit until the sort of turning animation is ended, you get a different jumping animation and you get a little bit of extra height and maybe a little bit of extra distance. But what is, so normally you do sort of, if you hit Q space, you get that animation, but if you climb, hit Q and then space, you get a slightly different sort of trajectory. That was a pretty good one, see there. So you climb and then space, but the longer you leave it, the sort of higher you go. But if you leave it too long, you start falling before you jump, so you don't quite get the height. It kind of cancels out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see with a trainer, just to save my position and teleport back over, to see if I can make it over with the normal Q space right after each other. So you do that. Can't make it over, like that. I can't make it over, it's pretty close, but with a little bit of extra height, I'm going to delay the space bar and we can see if we can make it over this fence. So climb, then space, made it over. And it's just a little bit of a delay, it's not that much. You can delay it quite long and you'll still get the extra height boost, but you don't want to leave it too long because you'll start falling. And then, so you do Q space right after each other, can't make it over. But if I do it delayed, I can make it over. So yeah, that's the wall climb turn boost. It's now natural for me to do it slightly delayed, but it doesn't save that much time in very many locations. There's a few locations where it kind of helps, because instead of landing in a climbing animation, like if you'd hang on, Faith, instead of landing on like an edge like this, you land with an animation where you sort of land straight on the ledge, or like that. Like, it saves a little bit of time here and there. But yeah, so that's the wall climb turn boost. And this is Mirror's Edge Speedrunning 101, and I'll catch you in the next episode.